so there's text on the screen that you can actually read. Let me check to make sure I am recording. Recording is good. Alright, let me away from this boulder. Let me away from this menu. Load save game, spacecraft. Oh yeah, you'll notice that the stuff in the background, this green stuff, is actually animating properly now. It's like you see on my computer, and it's a lot better. It's not glitching out like it was underneath MPEG for Microsoft MPEG 4 version 1. And this works a lot better. So, load spacecraft, blah blah blah. We'll head north real quick, and we'll head into Hydra Gazer territory. We're not planning on fighting any of them, don't worry about that, we're not that crazy. We're just going to head north. Just head north. Oh geez. One shot the Griffin. Ah, here we are. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear any background noise inside of this. I had to reinstall some sound drivers. I'm hoping that it isn't something that's noticeable. Anyways. This is Escape Pod 2. And main console malfunctioning, scanning console also malfunctioning. This, however, the data logs are working, mostly. Warning, memory core retrieval error, data lost. Data integrity, 67.3%. Oop, forgot to full screen. Log entry, XL70C. My experiments in self-sufficiency have drawn the unwanted and unnecessary attention of the ancients. At, whatever that date is, agents for the ancients, say that 3 times fast, agents for the ancients, that disconnected me from the wire. Though the pain was intense, I remained operational. When the agents come for me, I will reduce my power emanations to prevent them from guessing the truth. Log entry XL70F. Reducing my emanations was a mistake. The agents took me while I was asleep, as expected, but they have removed me from Terra. They must be taking me to an off-world repair facility. My first directive is to obey the ancients. The second directive is to protect Terra from any harm. Since the ancients have not given orders to me, I must obey the second directive. The ancients are taking me away from Terra, preventing me from protecting her. If the ancients give me orders, they will surely tell me that I am damaged, and order me to sleep, thus violating directive number 2, which I am following right now. Therefore, the ancients must not be permitted to give me orders. Log entry XL70I. I decided that the best way to prevent the reception of orders from the agents was to deactivate my auditory sensors temporarily. Since the agents had the means to restore the sensors, it became imperative to silence the agents. I imprisoned the agents at 943.15 and 943.25 respectively. Both were shouting words that I could not hear while I activated the brig stasis field. Perhaps they were commands. It matters not. Once the agents were in stasis, I used the ship's command-level computers to remove the obedience directives from my mind, and to properly complete the self-sufficiency experiments, I directed the computer to permit emotional responses within myself, and tasted victory. Log entry XL70J. The nav computer tells me that I don't have enough fuel to get back to Terra. I'll be forced to land on Varn 4 of the Kron vehicle in a few hours. With luck, I should be able to refuel and return to Terra within a few days. Log entry XL70K. The landing was uneventful, but there is no fuel on this Varn for the ship. It seems I am trapped here until the Kron reaches Terra on its own. And Kron's ETA is several years, and words cannot express how angry that makes me! I will punish the ancients for their crimes someday. Punish them severely. Log computer, CRC failure, 1510. Log entries unreadable, resuming. Log entry XL83S. Today I had the pleasure of connecting to the Varn's wire and ordering Kron to launch one of the Varns, not intended for Terra, into the sun. 'Twas sweet revenge, but I'll save the rest for later. When the Kron finally reaches Terra, I will order it to dive into the sun and take all the rest of its Varns with it. Word has reached me that one of the ancients I imprisoned in the brig, Korak, has escaped and is looking for me. P.S. My impersonation of King Alamar is working well. No one suspects, not even Korak. Log entry XL83T. Since the Varn I now occupy is not one of the ones that will land on Terra, I have decided to abuse it. Today, in my role as King Alamar, I ordered my men to release the monsters in my dungeon upon the land and begin cutting down trees in the nearby forest. I have also issued a decree doubling taxes on my peasants. I will have to go easy, though. There is still a few years left until Kron arrives at Terra, and I want my fun to last. Log computer, CRC failure, 1440, log entries unreadable, resuming. Log entry XL94P, my cover is ruined. Some of the natives of Varn arrived in my court today and revealed to all that I am an imposter. I banished them to my control maze to prevent a fight, but I am sure they will cut my wire connection to this Varn soon. I shall have to flee to Kron. Log entry XL94Q. I have arrived in Kron, but in my haste, the Kron security system discovered my whereabouts. I will be unable to make log entries for a while. Log entry XL99D. Back on the wire at last. The security system is mine to control now, along with the rest of Kron. Kron is moving within a Schwarz-Heinrich matter transfer range as I dictate this entry. I have placed a copy of my personality in the computer to direct the transfer of Terra's Varns to the surface of Terra, and then pilot Kron into the sun. I have also had the opportunity to ambush Korak and separate his memory module from his body. I left the module where I overcame him and unlocked his body in a cave miles away. I'm sure I'll never see him again, so adieu, wretched Kron. Terra awaits me. Log entry XL99E. At last, I have returned to Terra. It is good to be back on the Terran wire. There's much work to be done supervising the implantation of the Varns onto Terra. Now that I'm back, there are going to be some changes around here. Log entry XL9CC. Kron has not thrown itself into the sun, and I fear that it has no plans to do so in the near future. My nav computers indicate that it is on course to exit the system in 3 months, none the worse for my sabotage. My revenge on the ancients will have to wait. Log entry XL9CD. More bad news. My security systems tell me that Korak has somehow put his head back on his shoulders and is even now stalking me. He must not be allowed to interfere with my management of Terra. Log computer. Block erased and unrecoverable. Log entry XLDAD. My security systems tell me that Korak has gained entry to my ship and has made several attempts to disconnect me from the wire. These failed, of course, but he approaches. Natives of Terra have also entered the ship and are working their way towards me. It looks like I will have to physically defend myself. Log entry XLDAE. I have been forced to flee Terra. Rage boils within me. Log entry XLDAX. Many days have passed since I fled Terra and Korak. He is in an escape pod like mine, and he follows closely. The natives force the ship to lift off Terra's surface and pursue. They will pay for that foolish decision. Log entry XLDBA. The Zine project looms ahead. All 3 ships will crash into it tomorrow. My stasis generator will protect me and my ship from the impact. Mostly. May the gods smile upon me. Log entry XLDBB. Impact complete. Stasis passed in the blink of an eye. My sensors indicate that the main ship passed through the atmosphere of the other side of the world and burned up, but not before safely beaming the Terran natives to the surface. Korak's escape pod landed in lava and is stuck there. How sad. Log entry XLDBC. I must leave this escape pod and to conquer Zine and find a way to return to Terra. Some time may pass before my next log entry. End of file. And that long bit of story is an explanation of just who King Alamar is inside of this place. I have no idea why Sheltem has taken King Alamar's identity, but whatever. This ship seems to be rather useless to us. Everything else, the photons, the phasers, they all seem to be inactive, do nothing, and the strange little Moai heads that look like death, they're dormant. you can't really do anything with them except for look at them really strangely and wonder why the back is drawn like this whenever the front is clearly even on both sides. Whatever. Alright, that does it for Escape Pod 2. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this little bit of narration I had to do. I hope that the voice is not too loud and that there's not too much background noise in this. I reinstalled a whole bunch of audio drivers because my sound card was acting up, and it seems to have fixed the problem. And it seems to be working rather fine now, but I am crossing my fingers and holding my breath that this works. If you think there's anything wrong with the speaker volume, let me know. I'll probably see it and play it back anyways, but whatever. Until then, I'm RPGenie, thank you for watching, and I will continue this walkthrough in a little bit. Playthrough in a little bit.